Is Australia pulling its weight in supporting Ukraine? As Russia's advance pounds the country, Ukraine says its desperate calls for Aussie coal to fuel its power plants are being ignored. A nation under endless attack.
I'm now in Kharkiv. And every night and every day, Russian army is shelling the city. There is not a single district or street in the Kharkiv that hasn't suffered from this regular cruelty.
That cruelty compounded each winter when temperatures regularly plunge below zero. Ukrainians left with almost no way to warm themselves as Russia targets power plants and heating facilities. Which is why, for 6 months, Ukraine has been begging Australia for a shipment of coal to prepare for the coming cold. It's still waiting on a response.
The government needs to get their priorities right.
Today, the Defence Minister couldn't give a straight answer.
We work really closely with the Ukrainian government.
Will they get the coal?
Well, the support that we are providing now is very much focused on military support.
So they won't get the coal.
People get focused on a particular item which is out there at any moment in time.
Back in 2022, it was a resounding yes. The then government shipping 70,000 tonnes of the stuff.
This was a request that was made of us, and Australia is in a position to fulfil that.
Today's coal kerfuffle reflects a general slipping in support. We're now the world's 23rd contributor to the war effort, down from 16th 2 years ago. Factor in economy size, and we plunge to 31. Adding insult to injury, Ukraine's also upset not one senior minister is planning to attend a peace summit next month.
Please show your leadership in advancing the peace, a real peace, not just a pause between the strikes.
But with peace still a distant dream, is Australia doing enough to support Ukraine's fight for freedom?
We're live from the land of the Kulin Nation, and joining us is Ukrainian Ambassador Vasyl Myroshnychenko. Ambassador, why does your country need this coal so badly?
At the time, we see that Russians have been deliberately destroying our power generation, electricity distribution, and we already see many blackouts throughout many different cities in Ukraine. For us to get ready for the winter, which is coming 5 to 6 months from now, we need coal because we still have some of the power generation left, which operates on coal. We need it for heating. We need it for electricity supplies. We need it to make sure that our economy can go on and our industry can work. It's now becoming a matter of survival because while Russian missiles are killing people, the winter may kill actually even more.
So why do you think the Australian government seems to be dragging its feet on your request?
We are thankful to Australian government for the support that's been provided to Ukraine to date, and that's been over $1 billion, mostly in military assistance as well as some in humanitarian assistance. And also I'm very grateful personally to Richard Marles for travelling to Ukraine more recently to announce the latest package of assistance.
Vasyl, we do seem to have slipped down in the rankings, 31 in the world based on GDP when it comes to supporting Ukraine. We've said no to helicopters, we've said no to tanks. We're now dragging our heels on the coal shipment. I know you have to be diplomatic, but we're not really doing enough. Let's cut to the chase.
I'm working with the government on the regular basis, and I hope that more will be able to be provided to Ukraine. And it was an important visit that Deputy Prime Minister made to Ukraine. And there'll be also a NATO summit, which is upcoming, and there will be many more opportunities for Australia to contribute. One of those ideas is for Australia to join an international coalition of countries which are driven by Czechia, Czech Republic, and they are sourcing ammunition for Ukraine internationally. Also to send a senior representative to the Global Peace Summit, which is probably the most important diplomatic effort of how we can force Russia into peace. And that's a way how Australia could also contribute.
My understanding is we're sending a junior public servant.
I haven't heard back from the government who will be representing, so it's still not yet been decided. So I hope to get more clarity as we move on.
It must feel pretty disappointing, though, that Australia isn't willing to send a senior minister to that peace summit.
I understand there will be a senior foreign leader visiting Australia at that time, and therefore Prime Minister cannot make it. But of course, it will be up to the Prime Minister to decide who will represent Australia there. We are asking for a senior cabinet minister to be there at the table. We already have confirmations from Olaf Scholz from Germany, from the Canadian Justin Trudeau, as well as Macron and Japanese Kishida, who will be present, as well as many other countries who will be represented there.
Ambassador, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thanks for having me.
You can understand why Ukraine's upset. I mean, it's not that hard to fill a ship up with coal. We send shiploads of coal out of Australia every day of the week.
Why aren't we doing it? Well, sorry, we can't say we're not doing it because they haven't said, but why wouldn't we just reply straight away?
I don't understand it. I mean, we've had a change of government, so it was the Morrison government that sent the first shipment. For some reason, there's no appetite for doing it from the current government.
It's pretty straightforward, though. Like, this wouldn't be a controversial thing, you know what I mean? No. Like, sometimes with a change of government, you go, well, this would be touchy with their... This isn't touchy with their base.
No, I mean, the bigger problem, of course, was we wouldn't let them have those helicopters. Now, I know there's been argument about whether they were safe or not, but we buried them.
Yeah.
I mean, they're old choppers that we don't want and didn't use.
I actually understand that more than this.
Probably, because if one of them crashed...
Yeah, because they were unsafe helicopters. This is...
I mean, this is also
the heating on in winter.
This is also to protect average citizens of the Ukraine when it gets cold. I would have thought we would be a global citizen and go, righto, no worries.
Do you think we've been distracted by the other war in the Middle East happening?
I can't answer. I don't know.
Because it's been going on for a while. What, 2 and a bit years?
Yep. 2022 February that war started.
Yeah, more than 2.